Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the TTV News with some last events in our province, and now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, the Women's Union of TayNinhTV Province on July the 30th signed a cooperation agreement with the Women's Union of Peace and Development in thriving province, the Kingdom of Cambodia at Mokbai International Border Station.
The ceremony was attended by Ms. Phan Thị Thùy Vân, Chairwoman of TayNinhTV Provincial Women's Union, and Ms. Phop Sophip, Chairwoman of the Cambodian Women's Union for Peace and Development in Thriving Province. Over the past years, the women's unions of the two provinces have promoted information on the good bilateral relationship through appropriate, effective, and diverse forms, such as on websites and social networks, in which the two provinces maintain the motto of the Vietnam-Cambodia Labor Exchange Group in Indian Commune Chatan District, with more than 2,400 seasonal laborers. Every year, the women's union at all levels have participated and organized a gift-giving worth more than 28 million Vietnam dong to Thriving Women's Union on the occasion of traditional holidays and New Year of the two nations. Women's unions of bordering districts and communes mobilize sponsors to organize medical examination, free medicine, and gift-giving to 3,300 disadvantaged women and children, giving scholarships and training funds more than 1.1 billion Vietnam dong. The Provincial Women's Union organized gratitude booth to give 450 gifts to disadvantaged women and children in Thriving Province, with a total budget of 135 million Vietnam dong. In the period of 2022-2027, the Women's Union of Trang Bàng Thao Bến Cầu District, Tân Biên District, Chatan District, and the Women's Union of Communes signed a cooperation agreement with the Women's Union of the districts and cities of Thriving Province and communes of Ba Vét City, Romihek, Svay Thip, and Râm Đào districts.
In the afternoon of July the 29th, 2022, the Office of Provincial Party Committee, the Office of Provincial Delegation, National Assembly, and the People's Council, the Office of the Provincial People's Committee held a preliminary review of the implementations of the coordination regulation in the first 6 months of 2022. In the first 6 months of the year, developing the work programs, contents, and projects submitted to the meetings of Provincial Party Committee, the Provincial Delegation of National Assembly, as well as Provincial People's Council, and the Provincial People's Committee was held stringently in the spirit of saving the time and ensuring the quality, thereby helping provincial leaders direct and operate in timely in accordance with the regulations. The three offices also coordinate with advising the Standing Committee of Provincial Party Committee, the Standing Board of the Provincial Party Committee, as well as the People's Council and the Provincial People's Committee in leading and directing in many sectors promptly. This helped to complete the socio-economic development targets and thus in the first 6 months of 2022, organize the national holidays and New Year, promulgates documents directing the implementation of directives, resolutions, and conclusion of the Police Bureau, the Secretariat, the Central Executive Committee to ensure the time and compliance with the regulations. Besides, the three mentioned offices also coordinated to review the results of complaint settlement and denunciations through the citizen reception. In the last 6 months of the year, the three offices will continue to implement the regulation on working cooperation within the set, and they make sure that the provincial leaders advise to fulfill the targets of the resolution. The programs as planned. The exchange and reviews of work must be timely, especially preparing content of submission to the Standing Committee of the Provincial Party Committee, the Standing Board of Provincial Party Committee, the Provincial Party Committee, as well as the People's Council and the Provincial People's Committee for comments, strengthening and promoting the application of information technology in handling the work of the three provinces. We turn to other news. The Provincial Social Insurance Department currently stops signing contracts with organizations that do not meet the conditions and expand the system of collection service organizations in the province. This aims to manage the service organization authorized by the department to collect the social insurance and health insurance.
In order not to affect the benefits of medical examination and treatment, as well as fulfill the development targets of participants on social insurance and health insurance in the province, the Provincial Social Insurance Department has been signed an authorization contract to collect social insurance, health insurance with 3 eligible units including TayNinhTV Provincial Post Office, Viettel TayNinhTV and PVI Bình Dương Insurance Company. 3 units cooperate to expand the network of service organizations collecting social insurance and health insurance in the province to make sure that a commune, ward and town in the province has at least one connection point. This also helps to create the convenience for everyone to participate in social insurance and health insurance.
And on July the 29th, Hoa Thanh Thao Youth Union implemented the motto of uniting 3 forces in 2022. This motto is expected to contribute to promoting the relationship of solidarity for 3 forces, including the Youth Union of Residential Area, the Union of the Armed Forces, and the Union of the School Sectors. 3 forces that signed a plan to coordinate the implementation of the motto this time included Trường Đông Commune Youth Union, Hoa Thanh Thao Military Youth Union Branch, and the Youth Union Branch of the Faculty of Social and Communication from Văn Hiến University in Ho Chi Minh City. On the above unit will coordinate to organize propaganda activities for union members and children, activities of awarding scholarship to students and pupils in difficult circumstances, implementation of the youth project in the names of Tranh Tường Bích Hoa, which means the painting on the wall, the new rural construction activities, and cultural and artistic exchange activities also. This program not only propagates but also raises awareness for the union members and youth on protecting, defending, and maintaining political stability and social order, but also contributes to expanding the united front to gather youth, promoting the role and strength of youth units in national construction and defense.
On July 29th, the Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee of Cù Lao District held a meeting with religious delegates in the first 6 months of 2022. Delegates listened to a summary report on the situation of socio-economic development, national defense and security in the first 6 months of 2022. The district's Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee reported on the work of the front and religious affairs in the first 6 months of 2022. Directions and tasks for the last 6 months of the year. In the past 6 months, religious organizations have strictly complied with the state's regulations and laws on belief and religious activities. The work of caring for the poor is also well performed by them. The whole district has mobilized nearly 1.5 billion Viet Nam dong for the Fund for the Poor, accounting for 121% of the assigned target. Built 18 great solidarity houses worth over 1 billion Viet Nam dong, giving more than 8,000 gifts to poor households, orphans, lonely elderly on holidays, with a total amount of over 3.2 billion Viet Nam dong. Particularly, religious organizations have also mobilized dignitaries, followers of different religions, to support and give more than 2,900 gifts worth nearly 1.6 billion Viet Nam dong. In the coming time, functional branches in the district will continue to keep closely relationships with the management boards of the parishes, the managing committee of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, and the parish council to promptly understanding and reflecting the situation of religious activities in the district.
And ladies and gentlemen, entering the stage of socio-economic recovery and development in order to solving the housing problem for the low-income people, as well as realizing the dream of home for thousands of workers, the provincial authorities and investors of the Golden City Social Housing Project is focusing on speeding up the progress and soon putting the social housing projects into use to help the people access better living conditions. And now we come to the reporters about this problem.
Golden City Social Housing Project is the first high-rise apartment project in TayNinhTV, meeting the people's housing needs, located in the city center, invested by Golden City Investment Joint Stock Company. This project is one of the important ones with high social security and accompanied by the province mechanism and policies, with the goal of ensuring low-income people to live in a civilized and healthy environment with the most reasonable prices. It has a scale of 3.5 hectares, planned at a location near the center of TayNinhTV City that has convenient traffic connections. It was also connected with essential public works such as markets, supermarkets, bus stations, etc. Golden City social housing started construction in 2019, including 7 16-floor story blocks, 1 basement with utility services. It's expected to be completed by the end of 2022. Up to now, this project is entering the completion stage. The project has entered the stage of synchronous completion of 4 blocks. Specifically, it has completed the construction of the house, installed the electricity and water systems in the apartment, and the operation system, tooling, installing doors and fire protection systems, substations, and external equipment for the building. In addition, the project will continue to implement the construction of the foundation of Area 2A. Is expected to complete the foundation test in the first quarter of 2023. With the assigned schedule, we gather supplies, materials, machinery, and equipment, as well as human resources subcontractors. We are trying our best to urgently achieve the set schedule according to the established plan. Besides, we also pay attention to fire and explosion safety on the construction site to ensure the completion schedule. Golden City social housing with 1,602 apartments and a chain of unity for people enjoy modern living values is contributing to change the urban face, making the project a leading residential destination for people living in TayNinhTV. Although the space is small, this department is diversely designed with 2 bedrooms, combining to optimize the function and use area to meet the needs of low and middle-income households with private space for the family. During the implementation of the project, the Provincial People's Committee has closely directed the investor as well as related departments and agencies to comply with the current regulations of the state. This aims to ensure progress, safety, aesthetics, and quality, allocating concessional capital from the Bank for Social Policies to provide concessional loans according to the provisions of Decree number 100 of the government for households borrowing capital to buy social housing. The maximum loan amount is equal to 80% of the contract value of social housing purchase or lease purchase. The lending interest rate is decided by the Prime Minister for each period. Currently, the interest rate is at 4.8% per year. Interest rate on overdue debt is equal to 130% of loan interest rate decided by the Prime Minister for each period. It can be seen that it's not too difficult for low-income families to buy apartments because of the preferential loan policy up to 80% of the apartment value and low interest rates. With special attention in taking care of quality settlement for low-income people in TayNinhTV province, in addition to social security goals, it also contributes to promoting the local socio-economic development. The project also creates an architectural highlight for TayNinhTV on the way to the finishing line of reaching the title of the second-grade urban city.
And that's all for the TTV News today. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.